She married 9 times. She was sued for millions after insulting a fellow actress on live television. She was arrested for slapping a police officer in Beverly Hills. And underneath the furs and the punchlines, Zsa Zsa Gabor carried a secret so heavy she waited almost her entire life to say it out loud. Zsa Gabor was born in Budapest into a family that seemed to manufacture beauty. Her sisters chased their own fame, but it was Zsa, soon known as Zsa Zsa, who would define an era of Hollywood excess. At 17, an opera singer spotted her in Vienna and pulled her onto a stage she never planned to stand on. Within a year she was crowned Miss Hungary. Her first marriage came just as fast, a Turkish diplomat chasing status more than love. It collapsed quickly and the pattern was already set. Zsa Zsa never knew how to stay. By the early 1940s she'd left for America, and hotel magnate Conrad Hilton, decades older, took notice. Suspicious of her motives, he tested her before proposing, offering 2 jewelry boxes, one holding a massive ring, the other something smaller. She chose the smaller one. They married in 1942. The marriage was nothing like she imagined. Hilton kept her on a strict allowance, tracked her spending, made her sleep in a separate room, and refused to even say her real name, calling her Georgia instead. The breaking point came when he blamed her for changing outfits too often while nursing him through the flu, later citing it as grounds for divorce. He left her with almost nothing. What he didn't know was that she was pregnant. She raised their daughter, Francesca, alone. It would take nearly 50 years for the full truth of that marriage to surface. She married actor George Sanders in 1949, a rebound that crumbled just as fast, and brushed against real stardom, losing a role in All About Eve to Marilyn Monroe. In 1962 came Herbert Huttner, a quiet banker who gave her real peace for the first time. True to form, she couldn't keep it. The marriage ended in 1966. She later admitted his kindness had nearly killed her ambition. Her wit became legendary. "I am a marvelous housekeeper," she once joked. "Every time I leave a man, I keep his house." She bought a Bel Air mansion once owned by Howard Hughes, spoke 5 languages, and married 4 more times by 1986. Her final marriage, to a man calling himself Prince Frederick von Anhalt, turned poisonous. Her daughter distrusted him from the start, accusing him of isolating her from her mother. In 2005 he tried suing Francesca directly, and Zsa Zsa refused to sign the papers against her own child. In 1989, pulled over without a license, she slapped the arresting officer and drove off. She served 3 days in jail at 72. Then in 1991, her memoir dropped the sentence nobody expected. She wrote that Francesca had been conceived after Conrad Hilton forced himself on her, and admitted a separate affair with his own son, her stepson. Decades of tabloid headlines had never touched what she was actually describing. Francesca died in 2015, penniless and living out of her car. Frederick chose never to tell Zsa Zsa, fearing it would destroy her fragile health. She died without knowing. When her death was announced in 2016, headlines called it sudden. It wasn't. She'd been in a coma for 5 years, fading quietly just 50 days short of turning 100. 5 years later, Frederick finally honored her wish to return home, flying her ashes to Budapest in a first-class seat, passport and all. Even in death, Zsa Zsa Gabor refused to travel economy through her own story. If this moved you, tell us in the comments. And subscribe for more stories that hide something heavier beneath the glamour.